issue one, which is a hugely consequential, but the
Can you go over, explain our community what exactly the issue and different issues, if any?
So yeah, one piece of legislation that a lot of reporters like is that there's a proposal so that we don't keep using issue one over and over again, and each issue has a whole new number, because part of the problem is we've had 3 issue ones in the last 18 months. So the first issue one had to do with how the Constitution is amended. There's a second issue one, and that was last August, I believe. The second issue one last November was the abortion vote, and that was an issue one. And then this year we have another. Most recent issue one had nothing directly to do with abortion or rewriting the Constitution. The issue one that was on the ballot last week had to do with how congressional districts are drawn. So the current Ohio Constitution has a process in place to draw legislative boundaries and congressional boundaries. Literally, the map that shows if you live right here, this person is the one who represents you in Congress and Senate and the U.S. House. I'm sorry, the State House. So how they draw those maps is hugely consequential, because you can draw them to include tons of Democrats in a district and create more Republican districts or Democratic districts. You can gerrymander, as they call it, to play with the maps to give one party undue preference over the other in the elections, just by how you draw, whether you draw historically leaning neighborhoods that are Democrat or Republican in them. So this proposal would have changed that to make it so citizens are involved, not politicians. And it was, there was a lot of debate about whether or not it would have had the desired outcome, whether it would have actually changed anything. At the end of the day, the voters decided against it. The people who support it, who support issue one, who called for reform, they blame the way that the ballot was written. There was a process by which the issue was described on the ballot, and the issue one proponents say that the people who wrote the ballot, who were opposed to issue one, made it confusing and misleading. The people who oppose issue one say that the voters have spoken, and people just didn't like the idea. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of controversy about whether this was the best approach. Going forward, there's still a lot of people who think that the system does not work properly. The Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce has come out, and others have come out saying that we need to change the process, but what exactly that looks like and whether there's political will to do that, that's yet to be seen.